Ready? Welcome to the Yoga Method. My name is Kathy and this is my eldest son, Aden. And today we are celebrating the summer solstice with you. So come and join us on your mat when you're ready. The summer solstice represents a celebration of vitality, joy, and abundance. So as we stand in Samastitihi, closing down our eyes, we embrace the energy of the summer solstice. We embrace the expansion that it represents. Taking one more breath as you are with your eyes closed. And then releasing your hands as you open the windows of your eyes. Please circle and sweep your hands high overhead. And on your exhalation, we're just moving into a gentle forward fold, releasing our hands to our knees, our shins, or all the way to the earth. Please pausing here for a moment to really just feel how the back of the body is feeling. And embracing any stiffness, any stagnation that you're feeling, knowing that the warmth that your practice will bring will definitely clear those things away, bringing warmth in the body as we strengthen, as we move and we breathe together. Taking one more full breath as you are. And on your inhalation, just lift your head, lift your heart for a moment before separating your feet hip distance apart. Rest your hands on your thighs or rest your elbows on your thighs. And taking a moment here just to extend through your left leg and turning towards us with your right knee bent and sending your left arm high. If that feels good, just taking a moment to create a little rotation in our spines before moving into our flow. So the summer solstice encourages us to embrace the fullness of our energy and to set intentions for growth while practicing gratitude. Just ease your way over to the other side when the time is right for you. So landing your elbow on your left thigh, lengthening through your right leg and taking your right hand as high as it feels good for your body. Eye gaze could be to the floor, to the side, or to your top thumb. Stay and breathe for 2 more breaths. Growth, expansion, while practicing gratitude for what we already have. And when the time is right, please gently release that hand, bend both knees really deeply, and pour yourself in one last time into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need, and if you like, just as Aiden's doing, catching the toes, or even pistol gripping your big toes, taking a moment to use your arm strength to draw you just a tiny bit deeper into back body opening and forward flexion. There's one more goodbye breath on offer. And on your inhalation, please lift through your heads, lift through your hearts. On your exhalation, bend your knees a lot. And let's just roll our way up to standing. Circle our arms overhead, press our palms before hands come home to heart center. Samastitihi. So we're going to bring our feet together. Hayden's got more of a challenge than I because he's balancing in a moment right at the edge of the pool. So we're popping hands onto our hips. We're shifting all the weight into our left foot. And you could leave your right toes grounded or just see if it's possible for you to pick up through your right knee. Staying and breathing for 2. Staying and breathing for 1. We'll open the knee out to the side. Keep your eyes steady, embracing the wobbles that practicing balance brings. 2 breaths. 1 more breath, please, before returning your knee back to the midline and begin to take your leg behind you. We're not going to balance here. We're just going to lightly land and then lower our back knee all the way to the earth, please. Set your heart forward, send your arms back. And as we come into this low Anjani Asana, this low lunge, just recognizing that this is the modification that you could choose through your whole practice, keeping your back knee grounded. Let's take 2 more breaths as we check that our knee is right over our ankle, our heart is right above our knee, and we're feeling the upward lift of the abdominal wall to support our lower back. On your next inhalation, sweep your hands high overhead, take a V position with your hands, and then only descending a little bit more into your pelvis if your hips and your lower back will allow. Maybe even lift your eye gaze if you're balanced today. will permit you to do so. Reconnecting with the abdominals, with pelvic floor. Taking one more full deep breath in. And on your exhalation, please frame your foot, lift your back knee, and slide to your first high plank. Take a moment to pause here, really feeling that angry cat shape between your shoulder blades. And then let's land our knees, if you'd like, or not, as you take your first chaturanga, elbows tight, belly strong. A baby cobra or an upward facing dog if your spine is ready, before lifting your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal through your heels, just really feeling how your body is feeling today. Moving in a way that really just helps to release any tension in the back. And then I'd like for you to find stillness before crossing your right ankle over your left. And feel how that brings just a really beautiful stretch down the back of your left leg, through your hamstring, through your calf, to your Achilles. There's 2 more breaths here. One more full deep breath in and out. On your inhalation, lift your right leg any amount before coming to the tips of your left toes, stepping between your hands, and rise to a warrior 2 shape. So windmilling the arms, please checking the alignment of your hip and knee, your knee and ankle, descending as deeply as it feels good to you, expanding across the heart, gazing down the middle fingernail. Finding your strength, feeling your vitality. Just one more full breath in and out. On the inhalation, lengthen through this right leg, turn your right toes in, and then spin your left toes out, preparing for triangle pose. When the time is right for you, you'll lengthen towards your left foot, and then on your exhalation, you'll land your hand on your thigh, your shin, or maybe all the way to the ankle. Once again, this feeling of expansion, but finding first the foundation through the feet, through the legs, and through your core. There's 2 more breaths remaining. One more full deep breath in. And on your exhalation, look at your left big toe, bend your left knee deeply, and take a sun warrior as the breath comes into the body. We'll windmill the arms, we'll frame the foot, we'll step back to plank, and we're going to pause right here. Please take your left hand towards the middle of the mat, and just spin onto your left hand. Variation 1, we're grounding into that knee, and once again, this option's always available. Variation 2, a split stance, and variation 3, stacking your feet. Eye gaze wherever it feels best for you. Staying and breathing for 2 more breaths, please. Hips are light, breath is deep, and on your next exhalation, just land in plank. Take a breath in together as we shift weight forward, and exhaling through our chaturanga, taking baby cobra or upward facing dog, before we lift ourselves up and back to downward facing dog. Just 2 breaths here in stillness. One more full deep breath in and out. On your inhalation, lift to the tips of your toes, please. On the out breath, bend the knee. Look at the back of your mat, stepping or hopping if you're ready. We lift and lengthen to a flat back extension before exhaling into our forward fold, rising and reaching all the way up to your extended mountain pose before circling your arms down and around to Samastitihi, taking all the weight to your right foot, picking up your left knee when you're ready. Staying and breathing, please, for 3 breaths. Pelvis is level, core is strong, and there's that little bit of softness in the standing knee. Opening through your left leg when the time is right for you. I've got a little furniture assistance if I need. 2 breaths to stay. So recognizing that strength is also found in stillness. Knee returns back to the midline. And when the time is right for you, sending your arms back, sending your left leg back, landing lightly before landing the knee to the earth. Send the heart forward, stacking knee over ankle, stacking heart over knee. Deliberately roll your shoulders back, energizing the muscles at the base of your shoulders. Last two. Ready to fly the hands high on your in-breath. Take a V shape before descending into the pelvis any amount. Switching on through your left glute, switching on through the abdominal wall. Lifting the eye gaze, only if you wish, for 3 more breaths. One more full breath in. On your exhalation, please frame your foot, lift your back knee, slide to high plank as we breathe in together, lowering through your chaturanga. Energize an open baby cobra or upward facing dog before lifting ourselves up and back, downward facing dog. You're crossing your left foot over your right ankle, and we're staying here working with the breath. Spreading through the fingers, energizing through the arms. How long can you make your spine? As we take 2 more breaths, please. 1 more breath. And on the inhalation, you'll lift through your left leg any amount that feels good, right to the tips of your right toes, stepping between your hands, rising to warrior 2. So windmilling the arms. Setting up the posture first, lengthening through the arms, saying yes to this moment as we celebrate the longest day in the Southern Hemisphere. 2 deep breaths remaining. 1 more full deep breath in and out. On the inhalation, we'll lengthen through the left leg, turn the left toes in, spin the right toes out, and moving to triangle pose in your own time, back towards the top of your mat. Grounding fiercely into your feet, energizing into the strength of your core. Gazing to your top thumb only if your neck will allow. Staying and breathing. Embracing the fullness of this moment. And the life-giving energy that the sun represents. Take 1 more full breath in. On the out-breath, gaze down, bend deeply into your right knee. Take a sun warrior all the way up to the tips of the fingers. Windmill the arms, frame the foot. We're freezing in high plank to come to side plank, please. So all the weight is in the right hand as we spin to the right. Option 1, grounding into that bottom knee. Variation 2, split stance. Variation 3, stacking feet. Hips are light, core is strong. Breath remains deep. Last 2. 1 more full breath in before exhaling to high plank. Inhale to shift forward slightly. Exhaling through chaturanga. Energize an open baby cobra or upward facing dog before lifting ourselves up and back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths in stillness. 1 more full deep breath in and out. On the inhalation, to the tips of your toes, please. On the out breath, bend your knees. Look at the end of the mat, walking or hopping. Lift and lengthen as the breath enters the body. Exhaling to forward fold. Rise and shine all the way up. Touch the ceiling. Release your hands to your heart. Samastitihi. So shifting all the weight to your right foot again. Pardon me, your left, picking up through your right knee. Variation 1. Keeping the toes on the ground. Variation 2, we're lengthening or lifting through the knee a little bit more. Steady eyes, steady body. 1 more breath here. Opening the knee out to the side. Maintaining that steadiness in the eyes as you embrace the strength that stillness brings. One more breath before returning the knee to the midline, please. We will pause in the airplane pose, so take your leg back, take your hands back. Find those turbulence in the moment. And when you're ready to touch down at the back of the mat, please do, but let's leave that back leg lifted, heart over the knee, sending the arms behind you. Really exaggerate the length in the back leg, the lift through the abdominal wall. 2 full deep breaths remaining. One more breath, ready to fly high. Bend your back knee, send your arms overhead. Extend your back leg as much as you like. Deepen into the front knee as much as you like. And only lifting the eye gaze if it feels safe for you. 2 breaths remaining. A little sweat starting to come on the brow. One more breath, please. Take one more inhalation that reaches the tips of your fingers. And on the exhalation, frame your foot, please. Slide to high plank. Lower through your chaturanga as the breath comes out of the body. Energize and open to baby cobra or up dog before lifting our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg crosses over the left, staying and breathing for 2 breaths. One more full breath in and out. On your inhalation, right leg rises. Listen. On the exhalation, right knee, right elbow, pause. Stay for 1 breath in. Stay for 1 breath out. On your inhalation, send that leg high before stepping between your hands. Warrior 2 when you're ready. So finding the posture first. And then when the time is right for you, please reach over your right knee. Get your elbow to your thigh, or you're welcome to reach for your ankle, or you're welcome to take the hand to the floor. Top arm then reaches overhead as we spin the heart open, descending into the pelvis, lengthening through the top side of the body. So action and movement anchored by the breath. Last 2 breaths in. 1 more full breath in. And on your exhalation, gazing to your big toe, return to your warrior 2. Steady yourself as you gaze to your middle fingernail. 1 more full deep breath in and out. On the in-breath, lengthen, turn your right toes towards us, left toes out. Trikonasana when the time is right for you. Pausing with the hand on the thigh, the shin, the ankle, rolling the heart open. And then see if in second round you could release your bottom arm and just be suspended, using your feet, your legs, and your core to support you. 2 breaths remaining. 1 more full breath in. On the out breath, gaze down, bend your knee, rise on the in breath to your sun warrior. We're windmilling the arms, we're framing the foot, and we're freezing in high plank. Moving to side plank, left hand takes the weight. Landing on the knee if you prefer, split stance or stacking. Stay and breathe for 3. For 2. Adding on a little piece here. We're coming to forearm plank. So you'll turn your back on us for a moment. Your right forearm will find the earth and you'll spin all the way over. Reach high with your left hand, finding strength through the underside of the body. 2 deep breaths remaining. 1 more full breath in before we meet in forearm plank. So roll onto both forearms, grounding into the hands, the forearms, the elbows, thinking angry cat between your shoulder blades. Leveling off through the pelvis as you charge your legs super long, super strong. 2 more breaths remaining. 1 more breath, please. When you are ready, right hand to the earth, left hand to the earth. Take a breath in together to shift slightly forward and exhaling through chaturanga. Energize, open, baby cobra, upward facing dog, before lifting ourselves up and back, downward facing dog. One full breath in together. On the inhalation to the tips of your toes. On your out-breath, bend your knees to prepare. Walking or hopping, lift and lengthen as the breath comes in. Exhale, forward fold. Rise and shine. Touch the ceiling. How tall could you grow? Before releasing the hands home to your hearts, Samastitihi. Take hands to your hips, weight to your right, picking up through your left knee when you're ready. So right foot standing, picking up through your other left knee when you're ready. It's hard when everything is reverse. And then please open that knee out to the side when the time is right for you. Is your pelvis level? Is your standing leg got a micro bend? One more breath. Returning the knee. And then sending yourself into airplane pose. Reach your arms back. Steady yourself for just a moment before landing the toes at the back of your mat. Pausing here with your heart suspended right above your knee. Charge your back leg long. Really lift and energize through the abdominals. 2 breaths. On your next inhalation, you'll bend your back leg. You'll send your hands high on a V. Sink and lower. Lift through the heart, creating that mild baby back bend shape. The gesture of celebration. Last 2. One more full, deep, victorious breath in. And on the exhalation, frame the foot, slide back to your high plank. Lower through chaturanga as the breath comes out of the body. Open front body as we breathe in before lifting ourselves up and back as we breathe out. Left foot over right for 2 breaths, please. One more full breath. On the inhalation, left leg's rising, but it's left knee to left elbow as we breathe out. We're staying for an inhalation. We're staying for an exhalation. And on the inhalation, let's send that leg high before stepping between our hands. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So finding the sink into the front knee, feeling the expansion across the heart, and finding this moment to really focus on what are the intentions we wish to set as we move forward through this summer solstice. When the time is right for you, please reach beyond your left knee, land your elbow, take your ankle, or find the floor. It doesn't matter. And then we're moving right arm over towards the ear. Bicep and ear towards the midline. Rolling the heart open. Gazing to the floor, to the side, or the palm of your right hand. 2 breaths to stay. One more, please. And on the out-breath, gaze down. On the inhalation, return to your warrior 2. Steady your body. Feel your strength. One more, please. On your inhalation, lengthen. Turn your left toes towards us. Spin your right toes out and move into triangle pose when you feel ready. How much can you lengthen without locking your right knee? And how expansive can you be across the heart center? From here, is it possible to release your bottom arm and rely on the strength of your legs and your core to hold you for 3 more breaths? One more breath in before gazing down. Bend deeply into that knee, rising to your sun warrior as the breath comes into the body. Windmilling the arms and framing the foot, stepping back and pausing here. Side plank with your right hand supporting you, left hand flying high. Please feel free to ground the knee or split the stance or stack the feet. Last 2. One more breath in before rolling to forearm plank on the left arm. So spinning onto the left. And once again, split your stance or stack your feet. But feel the lift of the hips that comes from pressing down into the forearm. Only gazing to the top thumb if your body will allow. Last 2 breaths. One more full breath in before we roll to forearm plank. Lace your fingers if you prefer, but deliberately press into the hands, the forearm, the elbows. Feel that angry cat shape between your shoulder blades. And then energize your legs, your glutes more than you think you need to as you stay for 3 more breaths. One more breath, please. Ready to come to high plank. So grounding through the left, grounding through the right. Take a breath in together to shift forward. Exhale, elbows tight, eyes forward. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. Before moving up and back to your downward facing dog. One full breath in, that lifts you to the tips of your toes. On the out breath, bend your knees, look and release to step or hop. Breath in as you lift and lengthen. Breath out to forward fold. Spread your wings, touch the ceiling, releasing your hands down and around to Samasthiti. Last round. So taking the weight back into your left foot, picking up through your right. Aden's going to stay with this option. Our final variation is just to take your big toe and lengthen that leg in front, not like that. Let me try that again. So finding connection to the 4 corners of your foot. Breathing for 2, embracing the wobbles. Breathing for 1, and then opening the knee or the leg out to the side. Keeping steady. And if you fall, just try again. If you fall, just try again. If you fall, just try again. Return back to the midline, please. And then moving to your warrior 3. So airplane, steadying the body just for a moment, touching down as many times as you need to before landing the foot. Send the heart forward, spread the wings wide. 1 breath here. Ready? Bend your back knee, rise on your inhalation. Descending into the hips as we lift through the heart. 2 breaths. There's no outtakes. 1 more breath. And then easing your way back to the floor. Ground the hands, fly to high plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, upward facing dog. Before we lift up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot crosses over left, but just for 1 breath in. 1 breath out. On the inhalation, lift through your right leg. On the out breath, right knee to right elbow. Stay for the in-breath. Stay for the out breath. Send that leg high on the inhalation. Listen, cross underneath the line. Exhale. Right knee, left elbow. Stay for the out breath. Stay for the in-breath. Stay for the out breath. And then on the inhalation, send the leg high. Step between your hands, warrior 2. Just 2 breaths. 1 more breath, please. On the exhalation, reach. Take your forearm, take your ankle, take the floor, and sending your left arm overhead. Rolling open as we stay and breathe for 2. 1 more breath in. And on your exhalation, looking down. Ready? Warrior 2, you'll return to. And now just come to horse stance when you're ready. So arms are spread wide. Take the palms towards the ceiling. Lift through your heart space for a moment. Hands overhead. Interlace your fingers. Hold the heavens. Breathing in as you sink low. Taking 1 more full, deep, strong breath in. And out. Rise on your in-breath before setting up for Trikonasana. Lengthening in your own time. Landing once you find the strength in the feet, the legs and the core, please release that bottom arm again. 2 breaths to stay. 1 more breath in. Looking down, bend the knee deeply. Take your sun warrior as you breathe into the tips of your fingers. Windmill the arms. I know we're all excited about this side plank that's coming. Spin to your left hand. Knee split stance, or taking stacked feet for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. Forearm plank on the right. Roll yourself over carefully, sending that left arm high. Press down in order to lift up. 2 breaths remaining. 1 more breath, please. And on your exhalation, come to your forearm plank. Listen, interlace your fingers if you wish. Pinky fingers down, forearms and elbows. Try picking up through your left foot, please. And then on your in-breath, shift your weight forward. On your out-breath, shift your weight back. On your inhalation, shift your weight forward. On your exhalation, shift the weight back. Just 1 more. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to shift back before releasing your left foot. Climbing up when you're ready. Take a breath in that shifts us forward to the tips of our toes before lowering chaturanga. Finding that expansion before moving up and back down dog. Just 1 breath here. Please lift to your toes. On the out breath, bend your knees. Ready, walk or fly. Lift, lengthen as we breathe in. Exhale. Let it go. Rising all the way up. Press palms, look to thumbs. Hands home to heart. Samastitihi. Last round. Shift all the weight to your right, picking up through your left. Aden's going to stay with a bent knee. Variation 2. Lengthening through the leg by using peace fingers on your big toe. 2 breaths to stay. 1 more breath. Opening the knee or the leg out to the side. Steadiness for 2. 1 more, please. Return back to the midline. Take your time moving to your airplane pose. Virabhadrasana 3. We'll lightly land the toes at the back of the mat and stay just for 2 breaths. Heart bowing forward, back leg charging. 1 more breath in and out. On the in-breath, we rise high, we sink low, creating expansion through front body, feeling strength and vitality. 1 more breath in. And on the exhalation, frame the foot, slide to your high plank. Breathe out, chaturanga. Open, cobra or upward dog. Lift up and back, downward dog. Left foot over right, just for 1 breath in and out. On the inhalation, lift through your left leg. On the out breath, left knee, left elbow. Pause. Stay for the in-breath. Stay for the out-breath. And on the inhalation, send that leg high. Exhale underneath the line of the body. Stay for the in-breath. Stay for the out-breath. And on the inhalation, send that leg high. Step between your hands. Warrior 2. Pausing for just a moment to set up the posture. And then extension before landing elbow. Take your ankle or take the earth. Top arm reaching overhead, please. 2 breaths. 1 more breath in. And on the exhalation, looking down, return to your warrior 2. Steady. And now returning to your horse stance by turning the toes out, sinking low into the hips. Spin the palms to the ceiling. Press your knees wide. Tuck your tailbone, please. Hands high on the in-breath. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms. And then how low you sink is entirely up to you. Last 2 breaths. 1 more, please. Ready, lift high, releasing the arms, turning to prepare for triangle pose. Extension over the front leg, landing the hand as we expand through the hearts, and then just releasing that hand if that's possible for you today. Last 3 breaths. One more full goodbye breath in. On your out breath, look down, bend deeply, rise to your sun warrior as the breath comes in. Windmill the arms, frame the foot, slide back and freeze. Side plank on the right. On the knee, split stance or stacking. Pressing down to lift up. Stay and breathe for 2 more breaths, please. One more, eagerly anticipating forearm plank. Coming down, rolling over, reach high. Stay and breathe for 3. For 2. Forearm plank. Transitioning. Interlace your fingers if you wish. Really press down to set all the stability muscles. And then picking up through your right foot, please. On your in-breath, shift forward. On your out-breath, shift back. 2 more, please. Inhaling to shift forward. Exhale to shift back. Lucky last one. Inhale forward. Exhale to shift back. Release the foot. Crawling up. Take a breath in together. That shifts us forward. Exhaling, chaturanga. Energize and open. Listen. Just go to child's pose, please. Releasing the head, relaxing the shoulders, celebrating our efforts here. The longest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. The warmth of the sun and the energy that it brings. A time of growth, a time of expansion, a time of strength and movement and action. But we also need to pause and take time for rest, recovery, rejuvenation. One more breath as you are. And when you are ready, you'll just ripple your way forward. Aden might disappear in a moment, I'm not sure, but your hips are going to lift high. And we're coming to pigeon pose. So it will be your left leg that's going to rise. If it feels good, you're welcome to open the hip, you're welcome to bend the knee, whatever feels best for you in this moment as you transition through to pigeon pose. So making any adjustments that feel really good to your body. And as soon as you are feeling uncomfortably comfortable, I'd like for you to lower to your forearms, or please feel free to reach your arms forward. Taking a moment here to even rock for just a brief minute from side to side. Just noticing if anything is really speaking loudly in the body. And then please find some stillness. Reaching arms forward or supporting your forehead with your hands stacked one upon the other. One more breath, please. We're staying in pigeon a moment longer, but rising back up onto your forearms. And this was Aden's gift to me. I haven't done this one before, but you're going to ground into your right forearm and just press your left hand into your left thigh to create a little bit of lift and rotation. And even that will give you a deeper sensation through the back of that left hip. If it feels possible, you then bend into your right leg, and it's your left hand that is searching for that foot. Once you find it, if you do, it doesn't matter if you don't, you're creating a rotation maybe even gazing over your left shoulder. So we are feeling this through the piriformis, the glutes on the left hip, and now also feeling it through the quadriceps and the hip flexor on the right. Please stay for 3 more breaths. For 2. One more full breath in. And on your exhalation, releasing the hand, release your eyes. Please place your hands beneath your shoulders, lifting through your chest, tuck your back toes, and then take a moment just to sit onto your left hip to bring your right leg all the way around. Let's bring both legs long into Janu Sirsasana Paschimottanasana. So reaching high as we send the breath up to the tips of the fingers and easing our way forward any amount. So bending the knees if that feels best to you, but holding on to thighs, shin, ankles, or feet. I'd like for you just to steady your eyes on your big toes and really just focus in on the quality of your breath, embracing the fullness of your breath, embracing the fullness of your life, and practicing gratitude for the abundance that summer brings. Last 2 breaths. One more full breath in and out. On your inhalation, just lifting through your heart space. On your exhalation, sitting back, and we'll slide our left foot in, high or low, it doesn't matter, but please square the pelvis. Once again, reach high as you breathe in, and on your exhalation, easing your way forward any amount. Bent knees are awesome. We love them. So if that feels better to your body, please do. Steady the eyes on the big toe. And really deliberately roll your left ribs towards your right inner thigh. And see if you can soften a little extra through your left shoulder. Last 2 breaths. One more full deep breath in and out. On the inhalation, we'll lift our heads and hearts. On the out-breath release, you'll ground now into your left foot, and you'll hug that left knee with your right arm, grounding into your left hand to support you in order to revolve and look over your left shoulder. Draw the toes back on the right foot, energize the quadricep. So we're still searching for strength and stillness, and balancing our effort with our ease. Last 2 breaths. One more full breath in and out. On your inhalation, return your eyes. On your exhalation, release your twist. Please bring both knees to bend, preparing for Navasana. So variation 1, hands can stay on the floor, toes can stay on the floor. Variation 2, hands will reach, and variation 3, shins will lift parallel to the floor. So lightness through the heart, relaxation through the shoulders, and finding the connection to that fine line between challenge and control. Last 3 breaths as you are. Last 2. One more full breath in before gently releasing down. We're coming all the way over onto our hands and knees, so maybe you can roll over your knees. You can absolutely just swing your legs around. We'll meet in high plank. We'll take a breath in together. We'll lower through chaturanga on the out breath before lifting to baby cobra or up dog, coming up and back, downward facing dog. So pigeon pose on the other side. So whatever you did with that leg, if you lifted it, if you bent it, take your time just exploring that same movement pattern. And you'll decide when the time is right to come through to pigeon, organizing your body, making sure there's no pain in the knee. Sliding back through the back leg. And sometimes checking that it's aligned is a good habit to get into. And then lowering to your forearms, maybe reaching the arms out further, supporting your forehead as you stack your hands. And just taking this moment of stillness, but still feeling the dynamic nature that the breath brings to every posture. Feeling the expansion of the in-breath through the entire body. And notice how a slow exhalation can bring calmness and tranquility instantly. Last 2 breaths. And when you decide the time is right, we'll just ease our way back up onto our forearms. Your left forearm will be across the top of your mat with your right hand resting on your knee. You'll turn into some gentle rotation, or you'll take the option that Aden is demonstrating. So please feel free just to stay grounded with your right hand resting on your right knee. Wherever you are, it's perfect. You're honoring how your body is feeling today in this moment. 3 breaths. And only when you are ready, you'll gently release the option that you took. You'll ground both hands beneath your shoulders, lifting through your heart space for a moment before taking a seat on the right hip. And we'll meet in Paschimottanasana for a second time. Legs long, hands high, breathe in. And then leading with your heart, easing your way forward, releasing the tension in our back, in our hamstrings. So second round, let's allow the chin to bow towards the chest, the head to release as we take a more restorative approach to this forward fold. Sending the breath into the spaces and the places where we're holding tension, feeling sensation. Letting go little by little, breath by breath, layer by layer. Taking 2 more breaths, please. And when the time is right for you, your inhalation, you'll lift your heads, your hearts. On your exhalation, sitting tall, bending through your right leg, coming into Jana Shavasana. Reach high once again as you breathe in, easing your way forward as you breathe out, bending your left knee any amount that feels best to your body. Could you roll your right ribs towards your left inner thigh and then deliberately soften through your right shoulder more? Steady the eyes. Feel the breath. Last breath, please. On the inhalation, please lift heads, lift hearts, easing your way out of Janu A, grounding now into the right foot. Hug the right knee with the left arm. Ground with your right hand. Draw the toes back on your left foot. We lift each time we breathe in, and we gently revolve every time we breathe out, just millimeters at a time. Last 2. On your inhalation, you'll return your eyes. On your exhalation, you'll release your twist. Last time to come to our boat pose. We'll stay in boat just for a couple breaths before lowering to canoes. Every good Canadian should do a canoe once a day, I think. Yeah, stay and breathe. 3 breaths here. So as we take one more breath, as you transition to canoe, you might find it's safest for you to place your hands and then lengthen your legs to lower into your canoe. You can keep your elbows as they are, or you could reach your arms forward. Once again, big toes is the dristi. Draw the navel down, feeling a little fieriness, a little spiciness. As we end our summer solstice practice, 2 breaths. One more, please, before gently releasing all your effort down to the earth. Take a moment here, just celebrating your body, celebrating your effort, celebrating this season. And please, when you're ready, we'll bend the knees. We'll just take a twist before we move into Shavasana. So bending both knees, you might have space to open your arms wide. I do not today, but you're going to shift your pelvis just a little bit to your left. And then you'll move your knees just as far as your back will allow to your right. So right hand resting on the thigh, maybe left arm is reaching away. And you're either looking to the ceiling or looking down the length of your left arm. But I'll invite you to close your eyes. So as we come to the close of one season, one chapter, again reflecting on the things we are grateful for, and also eagerly anticipating things that are yet to be. Planting the seeds for new growth, new possibility. Last 2. One more, please. We'll return our eyes to the ceiling. We'll use our core to return back to the midline. Please just shift the pelvis over to your right slightly. Let your knees come to the left any amount. Maybe reaching your right arm away if space will permit. And gently landing your left hand on your right thigh. Looking to the ceiling or looking to your right. Allowing the body to really release the effort of our practice. And knowing that growth happens after. When we come into this time of rest and relaxation, the seeds of our practice are integrated within our bodies. When you are ready, gently, slowly ease your way back to the midline. And we'd like to just finish with a happy baby pose for our inversion. If you'd like to do a shoulder stand instead, you are welcome to. We'll separate the knees. We'll stand on the ceiling. And you're either holding your hamstrings, your calves, or your feet. You'll either embrace stillness or you'll invite some gentle, mindful movement. Just tuning in to your own body, the inner promptings. Where are you holding tension? Where could you relax just a little bit more? Please just take 2 more breaths with movement or stillness. And when you are ready, you'll gently bring your knees to your chest, preparing for Shavasana. If there is anything else your body needs, please take it. But as we settle into stillness here, we'll close down our eyes. We'll internally celebrate our bodies, our efforts, and each other. practicing gratitude for the gift of this day, this lifetime, and for the practice of yoga. Please run the awareness over your body and allow yourselves to relax just a little more with each exhalation, breath by breath, moment by moment, layer by layer. If you are able to stay in Shavasana longer, we encourage you to do so. Stay as long as you possibly can. But if the time is right for you to begin to gently and slowly reawaken, we begin simply by expanding and deepening our breath. And the moment we do that, we lift our inner energy, our vibration, stoking our inner fire, our inner sun, our Agni. And when you feel called to do so, you'll invite gentle, mindful movement back through your fingers, through your toes. A little movement through your ankles, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your necks. And only when you feel ready, you'll bend one knee at a time. You'll gather your knees to your hearts. You'll hug yourselves tightly. You'll rock your bodies very, very gently before rolling lightly to the right-hand side or towards us. Please linger just for one breath here before you press the earth away. Just rising to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed for just a moment more. Find the length of the spine, the lift of your heart as you bring your hands to Anjani Mudra. We are honored to share this time with you. And our quote to end our practice: turn your face to the sun and the shadows will fall behind you. From our hearts to yours, namaste.